Well, hello there and welcome to Grounded Kids Assembly. I'm so excited to join you in the Loma Linda Academy neighborhood for another week of learning more about the 5 love languages. But before we do that, please join me for our opening brought to us by members of Mrs. Calixto's first grade class, who are all on quarantine right now, so they'll all be doing the opening from their homes.
Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Show me your peace builder sign and repeat. I am a peace builder. I pledge to praise people, to give up put downs, to seek wise people, to notice and speak up about hurts I have caused, to right wrongs, to help others. I will be peace at home, at school, and in my community each day.
Let us bow our heads for a word of prayer. Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, please help us to learn more about you and keep all the students safe in Loma Linda Academy. Thank you for all the wonderful teachers we have, and thank you died on the cross. Thank you for your promises you will come again. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Thanks so much, Mrs. Calixto's class. Now's the time that we get to celebrate some of you for applying our school core values. Starting with Mrs. De La Roca's class. This person showed emotional intelligence by encouraging students from home. Layla Ford. From Miss Solis's class, showing grit for never giving up on math. Sean. From Miss Ops' class, showing emotional intelligence. She let another student go to the bathroom before her. Kara Che. From Mrs. Jimenez's class for showing integrity, this person is a friendly classmate who knows how to stand up for herself in a kind way. Showing integrity, Zoe Sagala. From Mrs. Robinson's class, showing emotional intelligence. She's always willing to help her classmates without asking her to do so. Kira Barrios. From Mrs. Pope's class, for showing integrity, this person found a blue watch on the playground and returned it. Maishan Beavers. From Mrs. Swamidas's class, this person showed emotional intelligence by helping our new student learn the ropes for 5th grade. Andre Hechanova. From Mrs. Swamidas's class, showing integrity, this person helped to set up the classroom bulletin board. Sean Seha. Thank you, boys and girls, for applying our school core values and being great representatives of Loma Linda Academy in our neighborhood. Now, let's recite our 4 core values together. First is emotional intelligence, the power to see, understand, and impact feelings. Next is respect, the power to treat yourself and others like God's children. Third is integrity, the power to do the right thing at all times. And finally, grit, the power to never give up on your goals even when it's tough. Once again today, I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy a trip into the LLA neighborhood as we learn about the final 3 love languages, ways that we can share love to others during this Christmas season. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor? Well, hello there, neighbor, and welcome back to the LLA Neighborhood. You'll remember that last week we learned about 2 of the 5 love languages. We talked about gifts, and we also talked about words of affirmation. Those are 2 ways that you can share love with your neighborhood. I hope each of you have taken the challenge to write a Christmas card to some of our senior citizens in the Loma Linda University Church. Now this week we're going to explore 3 more love languages: acts of service, quality time, and physical touch. Just as each of you is comfortable with speaking and understanding different languages like English or Spanish or Chinese or Korean or Arabic, in the same way, each of us is comfortable with sharing love and receiving love in specific ways. That's because there are many ways to say I love you. There are many ways to say I care about you. Many ways, so many ways to say I love you. There's the gifting way to say I love you. There's the words of affirmation way to say I love you. The serving way, the touching way, the spending time way to say I love you. Now you'll also remember that since it's Christmas time, we're going to be learning about the love languages by opening gifts. Each gift will represent one of our 5 love languages. So let's start with this one. I wonder what's inside. A broom and a dustpan? You know, I think that this represents the love language of acts of service. Neighbor, do you know what it means to serve others? Service means that we help other people or we do some work for them. Maybe at home you help to sweep the floor with a broom and a dustpan. Maybe at school you help to sharpen your friend's pencil. Those are all acts of service for our neighbors. Today we're going to meet someone in our neighborhood whose entire job is about serving others. She's the director of a ministry called UReach, part of the Loma Linda University Church. And her job is to reach out to those in need in our community. Her name is Mrs. Mendez, and she's actually the mom of one of our students, Micah Mendez, so you might recognize her. Today, she's going to be taking us on a tour of UReach and what they do to show acts of service to our neighborhood. Shall we go?
Good morning, kids. My name is Linda Mendez. I'm the director of outreach at the Loma Linda University Church. It's called UReach. Some of you might have heard of us. Some of the things that we do here is we take care of our community. We believe that Christ has called us to take care of one another and to love one another. And the way that we want to show that we love our community and that we love our church members is by helping. So kind of what we do here at UReach is we have several different departments, and one of them is our Meals on Wheels. And what we do in Meals on Wheels is we take nice warm meals to the people that can't get out of the house or can't cook or have other special needs. And so what we do is we have volunteers come 3 times a week. They pick up these nice warm meals and they hand deliver them to these individuals who are in need. So that's one of the things that we do. The other thing that we do is we have our transit ministry. and that it's kind of like an Uber. And so what we do is, again, we have volunteers that drive our cars, and some of you might see them around Loma Linda. They're nice and bright blue and green, and they say You Reach on them. And what we do is we pick up our senior community or those that are disabled and need a ride, and we take them to run their errands. We go ahead and pick them up, take them, wait for them, pick them up, and then get them back home safely. And we do that all for a very low price because we want to be able to help them. One of the things that we also do, which is one of my favorite ministries, is homeless ministries. So come along with me and I'm going to show you a little bit about what we do.
Kids, if you can see here, we have some bread, lettuce, tomato, and some items. And we have our ladies cooking back there, and they're getting ready to make sandwiches for our homeless community. We go out and we visit our homeless population 7 days a week, and we try to take food to them at least 3 of those days. And the rest of the days, we like to just sit with them and talk with them and give them hygiene kits and just see how they're doing and how we can help them. One of the other things that we do here at New Reach is we have a food pantry. And I know you guys participated in this last year where Mr. Coe asked you guys to bring canned goods, spaghetti, pasta, and things like that so that you could help us with our food pantry here at UReach. And all this food that you guys see here, it'll go to our families in need. Sometimes we have families who are not doing so well and they need a little bit of help, and so they come to us. And because of all the things that you've gathered, along with other things that our community members and our church has gathered, we're able to make nice little bags of food for them and just give them like a nice little meal that they can cook at home.
One of the other ministries that we have is also our thrift store.
And what we do is you can donate your clothes, toys that you don't use anymore, shoes, or house items, and you can bring them down to the thrift store. And what we do with them is that we're able to sell them at a low price to people who are in need but might not be able to pay a lot of money for them. But we also allow our families in need or our homeless community to come down and pick out clothes that they might need, shoes, socks, and that's also due to the generosity of the people that donate to the thrift store. And so we take the things that you don't need anymore or want, and we make good use of them.
We do all these things because we want to be good representatives of Christ, and we believe that we do that with our acts of kindness and of service to our community and to our church. We hope that you also are encouraged by what we do here at UReach, and that you can find a way to serve your community and those around you or those that you feel are in need. We hope that God blesses you, and thank you for coming along. God bless.
Wow, isn't that amazing that Mrs. Mendez and UReach, all the volunteers there and all the staff there, work every single day to serve our neighborhood. Neighbor, do you think that you could show acts of service in your home? Maybe you could help your parents to clear the dishes from the table or to wash dishes. Maybe you can help your sibling to clean up a mess. There are so many ways that we can serve others, and I know that you'll be able to find some creative ways too. Now I think that we're ready for our next gift. I wonder what's inside. It's a clock. A clock stands for quality time. Now, you all know what time is. We see it on our watches, we see it on the clocks in our house. It helps us to know whether it's morning, it's afternoon, it's evening, or nighttime. That's what time is. But quality time is a little bit different. Quality time is when we spend time with people in a way that really shows them that we care about them and that we love them. It's not actually about the amount of minutes that we spend with people, but it's about the way that we make them feel during the times that we spend with them. I'm sure all of us know what it feels like to be sitting next to someone who's spending time with us but is distracted at the same time. On the other hand, I'm sure we've all experienced when someone has been there with us, has been focused on us and spending time with us, showing us that they care and they love being with us. Quality time is a great way to show others that you love them and care about them. For all the parents out there, I once heard a child psychologist say that the best thing that you can do for your kids is to spend just 15 minutes a day with them, playing with them. That means that you set your timer for 15 minutes every single day and play with your kids. And during that 15 minutes, you don't do anything else besides just focus on playing. Ask your kids what they want to play and play along with them. Don't tell them what to do, don't give them suggestions. Just focus on being with them and playing. Because for kids, playing is quality time. And you know, when I think about quality time, there's a program right here at Loma Linda Academy that students are getting involved with spending quality time with senior citizens in our neighborhood. It's called the PFE program, Partnering for Eternity. It's about the quality time that students get to spend with their senior buddies and the great memories that they can make together. To talk more about quality time, I thought we'd speak to one of our active PFE students, 6th grader Kaylee Berger, and she's going to share with us more about what she does with her senior buddy and how they like to spend quality time together. Let's take a look.
Well, the PFE program is a program where the school pairs up a elderly woman or man with a child, and their goal is to spend time with the elderly. What I usually do during the weeks, I usually work on their massive garden because they have a lot of plants, and she likes working outdoors, my PFE partner. So we usually work on our garden, and sometimes we play card games inside when it gets too dark outside. She likes working outdoors, and she's very fun. She likes to check on other people a lot and is very respectful. Me and my senior buddy usually spend time about 1 hour, maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours per week. Sometimes we bake cookies or pastries, sometimes we play flinch or 5 crowns, which is a card game, and sometimes we work outside in her garden. I think spending time with my senior buddy makes a difference for both of us. For her, I help her a lot with her garden, which she appreciates, and we have a lot of fun together. She teaches me new games, and I get to know someone else outside of my family or outside that I don't actually know. I get to learn new things, and so does she. I teach her some of the skills I have, and she teaches me some skills that she has. I think the difference between spending time with someone and spending quality time with someone is that it needs to matter. If you're just sitting there and talking to them and they don't want to talk to you, that's not actually quality time. They're not getting anything out of it but boredom. Quality time is when you're really impacting something. It can be little or big. When we spend quality time with someone, I think it's very important to show that you are genuine with them, that you really want to be there and spend time with them. Try to show that you're paying attention to them. Manners and eye contact also goes into the communicating with someone. If you're not looking at your phone or looking somewhere else, being in a dreamland, you're really paying attention to what they're saying. You have to show respect or else they won't want to be there. They won't genuinely want to see you. One thing that I think is important is that you're on time. It shows that you're really trying to be there for them. I think other students can spend quality time with others by impacting other people's lives, by making sure things are better for others, checking in, and really trying to get out of their comfort zones and really help other people who need it. It's best that as a community in life that we help each other. And that's something I strongly believe in, that we help each other. We do the best we can to make others comfortable in life.
Thanks, Kaylee, for sharing with us more about quality time and what you do to spend quality time with your senior buddy. Neighbor, do you spend quality time with the people that you love? It's so easy for each of us to get busy with playing video games, all the errands that we have to do with our homework or our schoolwork here on campus, and it's easy to go a whole day without actually stopping to spend quality time with someone that we love. We can spend quality time with our family members by playing games, doing puzzles, talking on the phone with them if they're not living in our home with us, eating a meal together. There are so many different ways to spend quality time with people that we love. And we don't even have to spend tons of time with them. The important thing is that during that time, we don't get distracted and we really focus on making the time with them a very special time. Now that we've learned about acts of service and quality time, we're ready for our 5th love language. The final love language is shown through this present right here. I wonder what's inside. It's a stuffed animal! How many of you have stuffed animals at home? I loved stuffed animals as a kid, and I know that my kids love stuffed animals too. In fact, this fine stuffed animal is a monkey, and it belongs to my 2.5-year-old daughter, Eden. Eden loves monkeys, and this monkey, if you press his hand, it says something. Can you hear that? A lot of kids like stuffed animals because they're soft and cuddly. You can snuggle with them, you can give them hugs, they make you feel comfortable, and even can give you courage when you're feeling sad or scared. But as nice as it is to cuddle with a stuffed animal, there is a real power that comes with the love language of physical touch when we share it with other human beings. Let's take a virtual visit to see one of our neighbors who has been sharing physical touch in a very cute and special way here in our own neighborhood for more than 20 years. We're going to be meeting with our neighbor, Mrs. Villanueva. Well, welcome to the neighborhood, Mrs. Villanueva. I'm so happy that you are joining us here today for our Grounded Kids Assembly. We're visiting our neighbors to get to know a little bit more about how we can share love with our neighbors. And one of our love languages that we've been talking about is physical touch. Now, I know you've had a great influence at our school here. How many years were you a teacher here at Loma Linda Academy?
I did 28 years. I did I did kindergarten first for 14, and then I went to first grade for 14 more.
Wow.
And now I'm a substitute teacher.
Substitute teacher, yep. And yeah. I know that over those years, you've had a lot of chance to touch many lives in many different ways, but I know you've probably given out millions of hugs, am I right?
Oh, yes. I love hugs.
Awesome. Well, in addition to working at Loma Linda Academy, I know that you've been involved in some volunteer work that uses physical touch in a really powerful way. Can you tell us more about what you've done?
Well, I go up to the NICU, the NIC, with a neonatal intensive care unit up in the hospital. And that's where the sick little babies are, poor babies that just need to grow more. And so they have to have a lot of touch because it helps them to grow better. And the nurses are so busy, so we just go up, we're called snugglers, and we go up and we hold the babies and rock them in a rocking chair. It's awesome.
Snugglers, I love that name. Why do you think that babies need to be held so much in the hospital?
Well, for one reason, the parents can't be there all the time. And you know, most parents like to hold their babies a lot, but they can't always be there. They have to work, or they live far away, or for some other reason. And so we go up and help the babies get some of their touch that they need. The little babies, even at home or at the hospital, they need to be touched a lot because that's the way they learn. It helps them to relax, it helps them to sleep, and you definitely want your babies to sleep at night. They don't cry as much if they're held. If they aren't held at all and they cry and cry and cry, they need some comfort. That's the only way they can tell us that they need something. And so they cry, and we need to go and comfort them when we can. It's been shown with lots of studies that they grow better and they gain weight better if they are touched a lot. Also, it helps with their brain to develop. Even their brain develops with touch.
Well, that's awesome. How many years have you been a snuggler?
20 years.
20 years, so almost as many years as you've been teaching.
Yeah, I started going on Sundays, and then when I retired, I added a couple more days, so I go 3 days a week now. Except for COVID, I can't go at all. That's so sad.
I know, it's very sad. I'm sure the babies in the hospital miss that special snuggle time with all of the volunteers. Well, thank you so much, Mrs. Villanueva, and thank you for being a good example of sharing love through touch. And everyone out there, give your parents a hug today, give your siblings a hug today, all the people you can touch. Thanks for joining us here in our neighborhood, and we hope that you're able to get back to the hospital very soon to be a snuggler.
I hope so too, because I really, really miss it. I really miss the babies.
As you can see, physical touch is so important for human beings. It is not just important for babies, it's important for kids and adults as well. People that study our minds say that physical touch helps us to reduce our stress and our worry and our fear. It helps us to feel happy inside, and it even helps us to get better sleep at night. It helps us to grow strong in our bodies and also in our minds. They say that everyone, just to survive, needs to have 4 hugs a day. If you want to have an okay life and just maintain yourself, you should get 8 hugs a day. But if you really want to be growing and happy and thriving in your life, you should be getting 12 hugs a day. How many hugs do you get a day? Or how many hugs do you give a day? It's also really hard to share physical touch right now when we're living in the middle of a pandemic. We're always told that we need to stay 6 feet apart from other people, to physical distance from them in order to keep them safe and to keep ourselves safe. So right now, we may have to focus on sharing physical touch only with those people who live in our households, our family members. But no matter who we choose to share physical touch with, it's always important to make sure that they feel comfortable receiving physical touch from us. Even before the coronavirus started, there are some people that would feel very comfortable with you going up to them, shaking their hands, giving them a high five, or giving them a hug. But some people may not feel comfortable with them. So it's always important, before you share physical touch with somebody, that you check with them and ask them to make sure that they feel comfortable with you giving them a hug or giving them a high five before you share that physical touch with them. Well, neighbor, those are our 5 love languages. We have gifts, words of affirmation, service, quality time, and physical touch. And now that you know the 5 love languages, I'm sure you'll find many ways to say I love you. You'll find many ways to understand what love is. Many ways, so many ways to say I love you. So boys and girls, during this Christmas vacation, your holidays are probably going to look a lot different than they used to in the past. But I know that since you know about the 5 love languages, you will continue to find ways to share Jesus' love with all those around you in your homes and in your neighborhood. You might be giving gifts, you might be sharing words of affirmation with those around you, but you can also choose to share acts of service, physical touch, and spend quality time with your family members. This week's Granted Challenge is to share hugs with your family members, spend quality time with them, playing games, sharing meals together, talking together, even watching holiday movies, and try to show them that you love them by acts of service, by doing things that will help to make their day easier and a little happier. Let's bow our heads for prayer. Dear Father in heaven, thank you so much for showing us the ways that we can share your love with others. We know that you came to earth to share your love with each of us, and we celebrate that at Christmas time. But you also want us, as your followers, to continue sharing your love each day with our family members, with our friends, and with our neighborhood. Please give us creative ideas to share your love with our neighborhood throughout this Christmas season. In your name we pray, amen. Well, I'm so happy that each of you is my neighbor here at Loma Linda Academy. And as we go off for the holidays, I want you to know it's you I like, not the uniforms you wear, not the way you do your hair, but it's you I like, the way you are right now, the way down deep inside you, not the things that hide you. It's not your toys, they're just beside you. It's you I like, every part of you, your skin, your eyes, your feelings, whether old or new. I hope that you'll remember, even when you're feeling blue. It's you yourself, it's you I like. And with that, I need to share some important information with each of you as neighbors at Loma Linda Academy. As some of you know, I've been here at Loma Linda Academy for the last 13 years. And if you count the years that I was a student, I've been here for 20 years as part of the Loma Linda Academy community, and I love being part of this neighborhood. And I love working with each of you because it's you I like. But sometimes serving Jesus means that we get called to different neighborhoods to share more about his love with others. So I have to share with you that this school year will be my last school year serving you here at Loma Linda Academy, at least for now. I've accepted the call to continue serving kids for Jesus in a very different neighborhood across the country in a state called Ohio, at a church called Kettering Seventh-day Adventist Church. I'll be starting there in the month of August 2021 as their new Children's and Family Ministries pastor. But don't worry, we have many months together still during this school year to continue to make memories, have lots of fun, and connect with our friend Jesus. Plus, in my many years of knowing Jesus, one thing that I know is always true about Jesus is that he loves to surprise us with his amazing plans for our lives and for our community. And I can't wait to see who Jesus is going to bring into Loma Linda Academy to serve you next school year as your vice principal and as your elementary chaplain. So boys and girls, this is not a goodbye. I'm going to be here right here at Loma Linda Academy when you come back from Christmas break, and I'll be with you for the rest of the entire school year. And with that, I want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I'll see you again in 2021. See you then!